or a gin and tonic. It's never too early, no matter what they say, because you just don't know about the time of day. Or should I grab a Hendrix, maybe a Tanqueray, maybe a William Trace, or a Jim Murray? Let's get
Good evening, motorsport fans, and welcome to Kinnenulle Ring, a hidden gem in the heart of Sweden, one of Scandinavia's most thrilling racing circuits. Nestled in the beautiful landscape near Goten, this is a 2.1 kilometre track that may be short, but don't let the size fool you, Dean Hanley. With its flowing corners, elevation changes, and that signature high-speed crest, Kinnenulle Ring delivers non-stop action and demands absolute precision from every driver. So whether you're here for the roaring engines, the close wheel-to-wheel battles, or to witness some top-tier driving skills, you're in for a treat tonight here on the Wednesday Cup. So buckle up, grab your snacks, get ready, because the green flag drops soon for qualifying, and it's time to go racing here at Kinnenulle Ring. I'm Zach O'Reilly. With me in the box tonight is Christopher Munro, and this is Sensational TV.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It feels like we were just in the commentary box not only 48 hours ago, because we were, actually. So, welcome to all the repeat viewers back again that were tuned in to the Inter-Club Championships there on Monday night. That was an absolute ripper. But tonight, the action stakes are no less, because it is round 4 of the Wednesday Cup, and we're going to get straight into it, because we are looking at Kinnenulle Ring, Zach O'Reilly. It's the Swedish bloody, what would you call it?
Swedish House Mafia,
yeah,
mate.
Swedish House Mafia, the Swedish Oran Park, or Lakeside even. 2 Ks in length, not much to it at all. 8 turns. So really no time at all to reapply your makeup down this straight. It's action aplenty. 5 minutes split qualifying, because it's such a small circuit. We're going to split the quali up into half, and each will only get 5 minutes each. So that's going to be tight indeed, and no room for mistakes. But 15 minutes, 16 minutes, 17 minutes, the usual suspects here in the Wednesday Cup. Alex McEwen was the fastest during the week, and just dipping into the 52s. No man has done it yet out there in the practice server, but maybe in qualifying, Zach O'Reilly, will they get their boogie on and get down into the 52s?
Well, they bloody should, because at the moment, with this circuit here, with only 53.1 setting the time sheets alive at the moment of Falzon, he's got the chockies over Alex McEwen so far, so it should be interesting. But I'll tell you what, with these five corners really that are challenging, the last one is the most. It's going to be interesting here tonight to see what these boys can do in qualifying, and as you said, split. It's going to be very, very cool to see different pace setters, a little bit of less traffic to negotiate, so they've got no excuses tonight here, Christopher.
No, they do not, and plenty of ballast on board as well, so we're going to check out the standings now and see how much weight some of these top guys are carrying. Ben Hines still in the commanding lead of the championship, and by commanding I mean 7 points. That's a lot in the Wednesday Cup. 26 kilos on board, so just one of Zach O'Reilly's testicles sitting there in the front seat of his car. Matthias Falson as well with 403. He's got 19. Fabian Fitness there in third with 17 kilos and 394 points. Completely tied up there with Tommy Corks. He's only got 5 on board, so maybe a few more coming his way tonight. Scott Garrick fifth with 393. How tight is it? He's got 10 kilos on board. Matty Munro down there in 6th with 391. Only 2 behind Garrick, and he's got 23 kilos on board. So he's both... Well, he's had a few wins, he's had a few seconds, he's got a fair bit of ballast, and he's still down there in 6th, so maybe a consistency issue there for the young man. But Nick Mello in 7th with 357, Sarge Illich, Dion Clerk, and Nick Mull round out your top 10. Oh, we're going to get geared up to go racing very soon, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to check out a few of the cars on the circuit. Before we do so... and until then, Zach O'Reilly, who's your eye on tonight?
Oh, look, it's a pretty uphill battle here for Benny Hines. He's got 26 kilos on board. I'd love to see him up there. I'm going to call him for a top 3 at least in one of the races tonight, so don't you worry about that. But one of the men that we just keep forgetting about, but seems to get himself back up there, is the best used car salesman this side of the Southern Hemisphere, one Scott Garrick. The Purple Monster is out there as well. The one-eyed one-horned blind purple people eater, just destroying the track and destroying himself. In fact, I'm going to tip him for a race win tonight. He better get on there. He's done a reverse somersault on the return serve. So that is the tricks he could be up to tonight, Christopher.
Yeah, hopefully he gets all those out of his system there. That was quite an adventurous little ride there indeed. But I think it's time to go qualifying, Zach O'Reilly. We've got our finger on the button here, ladies and gentlemen, so do not go anywhere because it's going to be qualifying just around the corner, Zach.
Yeah. Don't you start getting into that rhythm where you go and get your cups of tea ready. You haven't got it time anymore because practice is about over, and we're going to flick it into qualifying in about 5 or so seconds here. So these boys are going to be red hot, ready to go, and the gentlemen know exactly what it's like to do, for a qualifying session. And with that split ready to go, let's get into it.
Let's hope so. This is the first time we've done it this way, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't seem to work, so we're going to try and do it the old-fashioned way.
My goodness me.
Yeah, let's do it the old-fashioned way, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, well, bugger it. You know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Go get those condiments resorted. Get it leveled, get it ready, strap yourself in, because we know what tonight is going to bring. Wednesday Cup brings the best out in everyone, and I'll tell you what, it's going to take the best to get themselves in. As we're looking at the server at the moment, it's telling us qualifying's on, it is not. So we'll be back here at Sensational TV with some server shenanigans lined out in just a hot second.
And we got it sorted faster than you would imagine, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got the half and half qualifying going on, 50-50 each. There's a server issue as well because, as you can see, just down here in the pit lane, a few of these cars spawning inside each other, which makes for exciting viewing.
That means two things.
Yeah. These they might spawn a few more little baby Toyotas out there by the end of the night if they keep that up.
Get some GR86s in there or some Yaris's maybe.
Yeah, some little Oh, look, there we go. There's a couple getting stuck into each other down there as well.
Bit of dry rooting.
And Falzon as well. One of those boys needs to just jump out of the server and wait for the other guy to move off the mark. We'll see if they can figure that one out on their own. But until then, we've got a 58-second gap. That will be when the light turns green here. And it looks like Ben Hines is the first man out on track. Here he is. It's where you want to be, Zach O'Reilly. You do not want to be sitting in traffic on this tiny little circuit.
No, not at all. And in terms of tiny circuits, it's very important to get that lap time in and get your banker lap sorted because you never know if you're going to get another chance to do a hot qualifying lap without some traffic impeding. So very, very interesting stuff for Benny Hines at the moment. Right behind him, however, is Kai Upiter, I'm pretty sure that is. Right behind him there in the Marlboro livery. So he's looking very, very nice indeed in the number 13 livery there. It's number 3, Christopher, on the top of the list. But look at the filings right there. You've got one quick man. You've got one guy up and coming. You've got a very, very angry-looking Liam Hanley sitting there as well. Fabian Fitness is in amongst it too. Mm-hmm. So this is the top 15 ready to rock now as they come out in qualifying, and Benny Hines has got the jump.
Yeah, here he goes, and he will get the complete and utter clear air here. He's got the track to himself all in front, and that is so important, ladies and gentlemen. So you got to have your finger on the button. We've learned from Nick Mello over the years that it is really worth its weight in gold if you can just sit there and refresh the server like a madman, like a crackhead sitting in the VIP area there of the pokies, just slapping it harder than one of those guys. Getting that server refreshed and getting in there early, you can really reap the benefits. And they're already halfway around this circuit. Zach O'Reilly, I will get the corner names up for you and see if you can fumble your way through this one. We are in the middle of Scandinavia, folks, so the corner names are named aptly so as he rounds the final turn, the Deppa Kurvan, and here's a lap of Kinnenulle.
Oh my goodness me! As we cross the start-finish line now, there's the pit exit, and this is Benny Hines' opening lap. It is a long sweeping corner into turn 1. You just dip it onto that ripple strip onto the inside and the outside into it's under Bron was the first one because that's under Bridge. Now we're into Kavan Curvin. There is, which basically means in Swedish you can get stuffed on the apex. As he rolls it through now into another full throttle section. That's nearly full throttle for about 80% of the lap. Just a lift there for Benny. Now we're coming into Molen's Nap, which is, I don't know what nap means in Swedish. It means corner. But otherwise, I've got no idea what Molen's means. It's shocks suspension sort of thing.
Maybe.
But nonetheless, Benny is circulating well. He's got the apex nailed. Now a dart to the right, and he's just going to fang it now because all over there, back Bojan, we're already back into the depth of Curvin before you can even blink, and it's just on the power. How easy can he get on the power? Can he not slide the car like Benny did there? That little slip angle is going to hurt him here. We've got to keep in mind there was 53-second laps in the practice session, and Benny's done a 53.9. So, banker lap's important here for the rest of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Lee James, the second man across the line there. Fabian Fitness eclipses him with the 54.1. Next one across the line, Ezra Simons with the 54.6. Hayden Wallace is up there as well. Dion Clerk, but there goes Colton Atkins. Bang! Straight to the top with a 53.6. Only beating Ben by about 0.3 or 2.5 to be exact. And the new guy, Brendan Hark, is right up there. The hacker. He's got the grip hacks on, grip EXE, maybe
EXE.
some talent EXE perhaps as well, but he goes up to third position now because Matthias Falzon, the man, has just binned it as well on his second flying lap, and that's not what you want because it's only a 5-minute session. He's got 2 minutes and 20 seconds, which probably equates to maybe 2 more laps, 3 if he can get across the line in time.
Look at him.
We'll get off him and go back to Atkins because he's got his hands full as well. Ben Hines, or one of the Speed Nation cars, actually in front of him, and that has probably just held him up for that lap.
Yeah, definitely did a little bit, but look at the sector times. He set a purple in the first one there for a little micro sector. There's a little bit of green, a little bit of grey, so we'll see if this is going to be better. It's not as he crosses the line, does a 54.4, so there he goes. But bang, Alex McEwen's entered the chat now. Into second place he goes. 53.417 for this man. He was second overall fastest in the practice session just prior, so this man can be quick, and he could be up the front. He's got a little ballast on as well, so if he gets in command of a race, it could be good night Irene, I can tell you that much for the rest of them. But Gray Ward is a big surprise package at the moment. Full LeBron James style there at the moment in that livery. Looking very, very nice indeed. He's Gray. Anything but at the moment. In 5th place, he'll be happy. Actually, he's just been pipped by the half planet in Upita. He's come through and done a 53.678, so only 0.08 of a second, splitting 5th and 6th.
Yeah, doing a great job out there as well. But do not forget, half of this field yet to qualify. So they'll be sitting there in the pit lane after their next run and really hoping that they do not get pit. But look at this, Lee James up there out of nowhere, sitting on the second row of the grid provisionally. Still not bad with another session to come, but I'll tell you what, if 3 people beat him this time, he's well inside the top 10. So the young man doing a fair bit of practice, obviously, this week, and the car and track combo really suiting him much more than young Hughesy in the chat earlier on, who pretty much waved the white flag and said he can't get around it.
Can't get around a 53-second lap circuit. I don't know what you can do. You might as well just sell your sim rig and just focus on modding or something. But no, joking, Hughesy. Get back in there, son. He'll be back for next week. Lee James just full-on net coating and sliding his way through this circuit. So no provisional pole for him at this stage for this lap. Only got 13 seconds left in this session, but that's all over because they have to teleport once it gets down to that under 7-minute mark if they're not on the flying lap. So we'll see what these boyos can do. Falzon has got the provisional pole here at the moment, and McEwen's only split him by 6 or 700ths of a second. There goes one of the faster guys, and that is it for these boys. They should be peeling into the pits, and at the 5-minute marker, the split 2 comes out.
So Atkins crossed the line after. We'll give it to him.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll give it to him. I think everyone else has abided by the rules here. We're going to wait for, I think it's Falzon crossing the line now. He goes into the pits. The rest of them, we're just going to have to do a bit of policing, live policing on the job here, ladies and gents, just to see that these guys adhere to the rules and come into the pit lane now and not do another lap because that is...
look at that.
Everyone coming into the pit lane now. And we'll just see because I think that's Gray Ward coming up for his final flying lap. We can see if he can improve on his lap. He does not, so he's done for the time being. And here goes Colton Atkins across the line. That is that session done. and the next lot of cars.
Look at them. Look at the dry routing going on in the pit lane, ladies and gentlemen. This is a G-rated channel, but holy mackerel, these cars giving us something of the R-rated Triple X style. There, a couple of Yaris is going to be born very, very shortly in the next 9 months, I can guarantee you. But this is your split 2. So, 40 seconds to go. 5 minutes will be the time where they can split off. And one Matt Munro is out in front there. He is ready to rock and roll. Looks like behind him we've got Paul Buttigieg in that Air Malta livery. I don't know who is in the blue one there. I cannot see for the life of me.
That's Holly.
The carburettor's back.
Yep.
He's back from last week. He missed out last week. He's on the grid now. Look at that number 24 machine doing very, very well indeed. Hopefully he's got some 108 L fuel in this car tonight, because boy oh boy, a 53.141 is a hell of a mountain to climb for the carburettor. But I'm telling you, he's good. And here goes Matt Munro. He's gone 2 seconds early. That's going to be a 5-second penalty coming Matt Munro's way. Scotty Garrick's just got out as well in the nick of time, and this is split 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Evening, Ron, in the chat. Good to see you tuning in again. We've got all the guys in there. Matt Hagman, Aussie XP Gaming, says he'll be joining in next week. Absolutely, get on board with that one.
Got to upgrade to Windows 11, mate.
Yeah, he's got to upgrade to Windows 11. Although I wish I was still able to run Windows
XP.
10 or XP even. No bugs in that one, but that's another story completely. Matt Munro, first man out there on circuit now. And he's got, a 53.1 to beat. He was pretty close to that in the practice server during the week, but that is without the 23 kilos I think he has on board at the moment. And that probably equates to around half a second around here. Or maybe just a little bit less, considering it's only a short track, probably only 2 or 3 tenths in the end. So it's go time here for Matt Munro here. He needs to improve on this current run that he's gone on. It's been a topsy-turvy yo-yo kind of experience. He'll win a couple of races, then he'll find a bit of trouble and find himself down near the back. So all a learning experience, but he's fully sending it here on this lap, turning it into where's that, turn 3 or 4, over the crest and down through this right-hander. It's a fast flowy type circuit as well. Looks like a hell of a lot of fun out there, Zach.
Oh yeah, have a look at Matt Munro. He's stuffed it actually. That's how much fun he's having. Not too much. He's overcooked it, so that's his lap done and dusted. He'll get back onto the circuit. But here comes Scotty Garrick. My prediction here for something special tonight in this man. He's sold about 6 buses in the last week, I've been told, in the real life. So he has got about $8 million in the bank account ready to go. That'll give him some confidence here as he crosses the line now. So he's about to start his second lap. It's not good enough at the moment. 9th place, a 54.0924, Scott Garrick at this stage. But the climb of the mountain is starting. You've got a 53.141. Matthias Falzon did a 53.147, in fact. So it was 8 thousandths between McEwen and Matthias Falzon there at some stage. But keep your eyes out and ears out. Remember that number, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah,
it's tough now because a few of the guys have exited the server, which is not ideal because then they disappear from the timing tower. So we've got no idea where they all sit. Hopefully McEwen just sits in there with the 53.1 or keep that in the old memory banks. But Matt Munro and somebody, I think it's Holly there, going side by side. Probably not ideal for either of those guys on their hot lap. Matt Munro up there in front, but Scott Garrick now looking pretty good. 2 green sectors here. He's on for an improvement. How far up the chain can he get? Crosses the line and does not improve. So actually none of those guys do. No, it does. Scotty Garrick does improve to a 53.7. Munro up to 5th position with the 53.5. Shane Holly, Remo Grand now improving too to a 13th. And Lucas Gregory, what about that lap? 53.5. He's flying.
He's flying at the moment, but I'll tell you what, there's not even a second, I'll tell you what, between 1st to 13th here on this track, because that short circuit gives you every single opportunity to make up microsector gains. You can be half a second somewhere, lose it, and then you can be half a tenth up in the next corner and gain it all back. And Greater X doing really well. Benny Hines has put in 53.5 at the moment, so he's in their lead. James has gone up to 4th there as well in this session. So very, very close and tight racing. Now, I think they got the track pretty well sorted here, but wait till you get 32 cars on the grid for race 1, 2, and 3. That is where it gets tight, ladies and gentlemen. Tighter than a Greek's pocket for the racing side of things. With a minute 16 left on the clock, Matt Munro's just bettered his own time, 53.5 down to a 53.381. He is sitting on the cusp right now of taking the chockies off everyone in front of him, but Upita, Falzon, and McEwen.
Yeah, he's doing a great job and only just beaten out his old mate there, Lee James, for 4th and 5th. So that'll be interesting if those two guys come to blows out there on the track. Here comes Tommy Corks. We haven't called his name today. And the car is already teleported back to 1982, Michael Jackson. So he's, who's that?
Oh, my goodness.
One of the cars just come flying through the middle. I think that was Nick Mole, maybe, but he's gone back to the pits as well. Kyle Keen Lawson now up into 13th as well with a 53.7. So all these guys doing a great job, but it looks like the first split have got bragging rights here at the moment with the top 3 or 4 maybe. Oh no, Matthias Falzon back in the service, so top 3 or 4 all coming from the first split. Matt Munro flying the flag for split 2 here at the moment, but as you said, once they all get out on circuit, it is going to be an absolute madman's dash to try and find a free bit of real estate there on the track and not get wiped out. But hopefully these guys are better than that. They've been racing each other for a few weeks now, and I mean in some cases years, so they all know how each other sort of operate. But there goes the counter down to 0. The checkered flag is out. This will be the final lap for Matt Munro. He chucks it straight into the pits. He's not interested in improving. Couldn't get it around. And maybe Lucas Greatorex can do so here.
Yeah, he could do. The Bulldozer's coming through at a rate of knots. He's set a purple microsector there in sector 2, and he's looking very, very nicely. Can he hook it up for the rest of the lap here? He's got only, what has he got? He's got 9 seconds left to go now between himself and his personal best time of 53.565. Is he going to cross the line as it comes through? It's a green microsector. It's a lot of grey there. However, he's got nope, and he's done. He's out. He's doing 55s on that last lap. So, with that said and done, has Scotty Garrett got any opportunity to make it through on the last one? No, he's out. He's doing all of that. So I think that is qualifying done. There's Lawson's love child there as well. He's sitting in a carburetor, disappointing 16th for him at the moment. Paul Buttigieg, though, puts himself inside the top 20.
Yeah, well done to Paul. We've got Jake in the chat as well, saying it's Paul's time to shine as well. He was getting behind the old man there for just a moment, but it's got the ballast in the end of session wrap up there as well. Very nicely done. But it says Kai Upiter's on pole. That is not true. Once we get a new CSP, we'll hopefully be able to sort that out. But it was Alex McEwen, I believe, off pole position. And next to him will be Matthias Falzon. But we will get the rest of the pack in just a moment once we come back for race 1.
Race 1 is ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a couple of minutes here. Let the boyos settle down. Get the testosterone rebuilt back up. Fabian Fitness has got to go back to the bathroom and inject some TRT into his blood system to get himself ready to go. So, you know what to do. Get those condiments refilled. Strap in once again. Turn the Canara on if you're in Melbourne or in South Australia, because it is cold down there at the moment. But we will be back here at Simsocial TV for race 1 of 3. 15 minutes coming your way of hardcore action here at the Kinnenulle Ring. Don't you go anywhere.
Back down on the circuit, ladies and gentlemen. The live audience giving us a little bit of a round of applause as well. Not that we need it, but we don't mind a bit of that encouragement as well. But thank you all for tuning in as well tonight. 25 concurrents at the moment. It's a pretty good turnout there for the Wednesday Cup. If you're interested in joining in the festivities as Aussie XP Gaming is, you can follow the link to the Discord at the bottom of this video. That'll send you to the Simsational Discord, a new Discord, mind you. By the way, we're starting a little community page for us here in the commentary box. So come in and say g'day, get involved in some of the chatter. You could be some of the first in there as well. It's still up for it. I don't think we've got any real members yet, but
we've got thousands.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got thousands. You could be number 1001. Minus 1,000. But let's get ready for a race here.
Bugger it, because look at this. This is a front grid of talent, ladies and gentlemen. Alex McEwen versus Matthias Falzon, and there's no advantage here. You are literally side by side on the grid formation. So it's up to you to get that start nailed and make sure that clutch input is absolutely dead set on point. We can see a lot of these colourful cars going through. We've got Kai Ubers, there's Matt Munro as well in 5th place. That's Lee James there in the Gorilla Mods gold and black best livery on the track.
For a little bit, but look at these cars come streaming through. Beautiful sight indeed. What a first lap there. Dion Clerk and Barbara battling it out. Let's go and have a look at the... Oh, there's... XY, what's going on here? Oh, my goodness.
Death by Punterino. That was fried, and I'll tell you what, his brain is absolutely that at the moment. He is a fried KFC chicken nugget. That is dead set poor from everyone involved. You said give him racing room in the briefing, and they've just absolutely ignored me. There's more cars off the circuit.
Oh, no.
There's Hark as well, and Atkins have come together, and they're falling back down the grid of the radar. Not Scotty McEwen's got involved in that one too. He's punted himself off in the purple monster, but geez Louise, it's up happening here because look at Upiter now and Sargilic. Oh, dead set carnage again. Oh, another one, and the triple Punterino Greater X's has been involved in that one. Sarge is just giving absolutely no rat's toss bag. He is handing out pigs left, right, and centre. Defect stickers, you name it. He's just given the Tijuana to everyone. That is dead set piss poor there from everyone involved. Stewards are going to be involved in that. And Dion's turned himself, Alex McEwen around, in fact, has gone fastest. But Dion has just turned himself around and nearly taken Remo Grand with him.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness
this
me.
Is crazy
this
stuff.
Is shit
These
house.
guys need to really calm it down at the moment. Absolutely shithouse. That is no good to see. How hard is it just to go racing without the red mist involved, and you don't have to make every overtake stick every single time? A little bit of patience goes a long way in a big field like this. There's no need to get stuck into each other like that. And look at this, Dion Clerk almost making contact with Lucas Greatorex, who's found himself down the back as well. Big smoke signals there coming from Jim Park's car, who looks just a little bit unsteady under his feet. But there's Atkins and Clerk just banging doors as well. This is almost getting unacceptable level here of poor racing skills. But let's go up the front where it's hopefully a little bit cleaner. Benny Hines just chasing Matthias Falzon down. We're going to ride on board with him and hopefully see some better driving.
No, dead set, piss poor stuff. I'm absolutely steaming here. And I'll tell you what, Benny Hines is going to be steaming at the moment because he can sniff a P2. Falzon's just making unforced errors there into turn one. Very tough braking zone into turn one to get it settled. But my goodness gracious me, Benny with a good old 26 kilo ballast still racing the tits off this little Toyota at the moment. Full on attack mode. Matthias Falzon's just using every inch of the circuit he possibly can and a bit more to keep himself in front of Ben. Ben's just sticking mid corner and just watching himself just be like, this is cruise control mode at the moment. Falzon's just going left, right and centre, but my goodness, it's all happening. I'll tell you what, the biggest move of the night is Paul Buttigieg. He's gone from 18th up into 10th here with all that tomfoolery behind him. He's got Matt Munro for company, who has also given him a door rub there too, but he's gone for the switchback as Matt Munro. He's gone the clean option, and now he's got overlap. He's got it into the final corner we go. Can they maintain contact? Yes, they can. They just touch each other. No harm done there at all. Matt Munro back up into the top 10, but look at the overlap. Paul is not too happy about that little bump and run, and you can see at the moment he's giving him a full-on bump draft down the front straightaway. Into this corner we go. That is just dead set nightmare stuff there from everyone. Matt Munro had no idea how close he was there to being turned around. Underground Mammals burrowed his way through into 12th, keeping himself out of it. Remo Grant, however, has been caught up because he's got Lawson, Fitness and Wallace all full on ball tearing themselves behind each other, trying to get involved. Fabian right down in the grid where he doesn't want to be at the moment too. And here is Braveheart involved in this one. Really, really looking at hope to get to a couple of positions if these all three come together.
Well, they certainly are. Just going by how they've been driving tonight, they're just going to be more and more of this until we can get into that voice chat in between races and give them an absolute serve, because they are behaving like a bunch of bloody kindergartners.
Oh, look at
at
that, speaking of.
There we go. There's cars around. Who is involved in that? Matt Munro has been turned around as well. I think Kai Upiter there has just been rejected back to the pits. This is an absolute nightmare of a round here going forward. These guys need to really calm it down and figure out how to get around this track without just running into each other. It's not that hard, ladies and gentlemen. If there's a car next to you, you don't have to send it. Like, it's not that hard to get out of the throttle and be like, geez, this is a dangerous situation. I'm getting out of here, instead of going, yeah, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to send it in. And guess what? And guess what's going to happen? You turn someone around, you get turned around yourself, and then there's a massive big pile up behind you, and it's just not fun for anyone. Not fun for the viewers at all as well, because it gets me and Zach in a bloody piss of a mood.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we're sitting next to each other in the commentary box, we can see each other just wincing at every move that has just gone to absolute Scheisenhausen there in the dead set racing department style. I'm telling you, these boys need to keep it clean, because they're not really helping themselves. They all look like cockheads on stream if they get it all wrong.
Yeah.
But that's all right. They'll get a serve, and we'll be right up to it. Speaking of which, though, Sargilic is on the back of Scotty Garrick, and they're bumping their way around this circuit. looking very, very racy indeed. And I'm telling you what, with this sort of style of battling, this could be the cleanest one of the night so far. And we've still got 8 minutes and 47 seconds left in this one, but a 15-minute race with 2 more to go. You have got to be kidding me. How can people punt each other on the straightaway? I will never know.
Yeah, it seems like they're just unaware of there being cars around them, and they just swerve up and down the straight. But tell you what, you got to know where your pace is sometimes, and if you're going to be overtaken, just let it happen. There's no way you can fight it sometimes. There is no way around it. You just need to grin, bear it, and just get better on the next lap. And you see, in these kinds of races, it's the guys that do have the most awareness that tend to rise to the top and rise to the front of the grid, and they're the guys that go far in championships, ladies and gentlemen. Because you can win a race here and there, but you're not going to win a championship unless you know how to avoid incidents and carnages like we've seen tonight.
Oh, yeah, and I'll tell you what, the biggest mover and shaker is Paul Buttigieg, sitting in 9th place. 100% one of the biggest movers and shakers. He's got a big freight train behind him of angry gaggle of cars, though, and he's just making that Toyota look as wide as a coaster in the Toyota department. If you know what one of them is, it's a bus, ladies and gentlemen. Fabian's on his collar, though, at the moment. Really nearly trading plank there on the rear bumper and front bumper of each car. But Paulie, in 9th place, he'll be singing to the high heavens at the moment. He's now onto the front straight. Away we go. And look at that run he just got on Fabian Fitness. Not the easiest man to get a run on, Paulie, there, and you've just done it. Fantastic stuff. But look behind Fabian. We have got there Lawson, Liam's son. He's going for it. Slowson, no. Look at that. Nearly just punted, and he's absolutely hurt himself there, because here comes Hayden Wallace up the inside and binned himself and touched Fabian Fitness at the same time. Oh, my goodness gracious me. He'll be spewing about that one with Fabian. The TRT Rage Roids is coming in. Roid Rage full on in the Fabian cockpit.
Wow, you think, oh yeah, here we go. Everything's settled down for the time being, and then it's not. So back to the drawing board there for Mr. Wallace. Fabian will be absolutely spewing, as he said. The TRT just being ejected from his veins and his tear ducts and whatever bloody ducts he's got going on in his body here.
His rim.
But yeah, up the ring. Speaking of up the ring, here's Sarge Illich. He's still on the back of Scott Garrett, keeping him well honest here. The Purple Machine doing a great job keeping the cops behind him. That's where you want them, ladies and gentlemen. But maybe a little bit further down the road, down the track, should I say. But Scott Garrett doing a great job. Started around that pack, but has managed to avoid all the incidents, and is looking pretty good for a top 4 finish here. But I'll tell you what, Sarge Illich is looking pretty pacey as well, but just biding his time, being nice and patient. That's what you need to do, folks, to survive out here tonight.
Well, yeah, definitely. But Scotty Garrick started 12th, I'm pretty sure, and he's in 4th position, so 8 places gained for the big man, and he's doing a really, really nice job. Hell of a gap between himself and P3 and Benny Hines, though. However, Benny Hines is nearly on the back end of Matthias Falzon, so we'll keep an eye on that delta as it creeps in that 4 to 3/10th bracket at the moment. Now, this is one man who is as angry as I've ever seen him. I can hear already from the voice chat, this man just absolutely serving everyone, but he's going to have to go for it now, because I'll tell you what, the basketballer himself in LeBron James there is in 9th place now. He's in 10th place now. He's in 11th. Fabian's just muscled his way through. So is Jimmy Parker, however, but he's sent himself off into the bunda. Caught in 2K, Jimbo. No overzealous stuff there, mate. That's the worst turn to do it. But unfortunately, he'll go back down a couple of positions. In fact, only down to 13th, because there's a little bit of a gap behind him. But so on we go. Gray Ward, one of the biggest losers out of that mishap in that midsection of the racetrack, in 16th place. My goodness gracious me.
Yeah, it was a couple of mishaps there, and if you found yourself in the middle of this pack, it's just been a constant onslaught of cars just friggin' turned around in front of you. Here he goes. That's Brody Barber in front of him, just a little bit slow out of that turn. Grey Ward sees the opportunity, goes up beside him. I don't know if that's going to be enough. He's looking for a bit of a switchback here. It's not going to happen either, but Brody Barber just sort of driving him right to the edge before we get to this final turn on the racetrack. And now you just need that slingshot effect, and Grey Ward's got an absolutely cracking exit there. He will pull up alongside him now, going through the little right-hand kink. There's a little left-hand kink coming up, and he will have the advantage of being on the inside. Gets that overtake done. Greatly done there by Grey Ward. That's how you do it, ladies and gents watching at home. It's not that hard, really. You get the overtake done without making contact. Follow Grey Ward for all your overtaking advice and needs.
Yeah, definitely. You look at Falzon and Hines, though. They are right on the back end of each other now. There is nothing between these two. It's a tenth and a half between P2 and 3. So the Leviathans are going at each other. Benny's doesn't matter about that. He's thinking about a rate P2. He's got 26 kilos of ballast on board. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't look like it because he's racing the absolute ringer off this Toyota. Full sending it at the moment. He's only one suck session away, Swedish style, there from getting into P2 from Falzon. One error from Matthias, and that is all she wrote. Benny's just going to go bang. This is a cracking little battle. This is also how to go racing here. Do not commentate it, curse me, gentlemen, at the moment, because the latest trend is absolute fuckery on the track at this point in time. But they're doing it cleanly. Into the final turn we go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Get the suck in, Benny. Get up underneath that rear wing of Matthias Falzon. However, I'm still barracking for you, Falzon. You got to defend for your life, mate. Go left, go right where you need to. Fang it onto this corner right here. Yep, use all that ripple strip. Then the inside bit. Look at Benny Hines just following him through. Not close enough at the moment. Into turn 1 we go, or turn 2 effectively. Both of them got it done nicely. Benny's got the corner advantage there, but it's going to hurt him on the exit there. And the gap is neutralised once again over the rear wing. We can see that. And there is another blue flag getting out of the way. Look at Ben, just full confidence into the sweeping turn 4. Beautiful stuff there from Benny. But look at Falzon. He's just defending and defending well, keeping that car mid-track at the moment. Wowee, this is a cracker race.
Yeah, just a couple of laps to go now with 2.5 minutes on the clock. So you will see the desperation maybe starting to take toll. But I think Ben knows that he's in a pretty good spot in the championship here. And it's only a couple of points swing if Falzon does finish in front of him. And it's what I've cracked on about for forever, really. It's the consistency that wins championships. Race to race, you can finish second, third, first, whatever, fourth, fifth, as long as you don't have any Barry Crockers and end up finishing 21st. That's going to kill your momentum in any championship. But that's why these guys are at the front, because they're always consistently up there, whether they're in the top 5 or not. But here we go. They are starting to cook it up. Ben Hines looking for the undercut here, or the undertake. It's not going to happen. Looking at Matthias Falzon, he is driving in his mirrors here, just watching every move that yellow and white car makes, and trying to anticipate where he needs to put that car to stop the overtake from happening. This could be the second last lap. This will be probably the second last lap of this race, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe the third last, actually. It's a very tight, small little circuit, so they'll go around again and one more time. So far out. Get your Daft Punk skills on there, ladies and gents. But don't watch anything else, because this is where the battle's going to be happening. There's a few sort of kicking off down the back. We'll go and have a look at Nick Mull and see how he's sorting out Ezra Simons at the moment, keeping one eye on this battle here, because it's closer than ever now.
Look at that. Benny's got a beautiful run, but there's no overlap, ladies and gentlemen, at this stage, so Benny's going to have to tuck it in there. Matthias is going to stick mid-track again, Fernando Alonso style, and just defend for his life. Look at that. Beautiful lines there from Matthias. He's really, really driving very, very defensively, but fairly. But he's got some blue flaggers in front of him here that could add to the equation of whether he's going to get P2 or a P3 off Benny Hines. Ben's just going to have to bide his time here. They're coming up to the perfect spot now for these blue flaggers to get out of the way. For goodness gracious me, you've been told in the briefing. Yep, there we go. There's one gone. Self-communicated decimation there from the Pertec car. And another one in the background there. Jimmy Parker pretty sure as well. Now we've just got a little bit of something happening, because in front is a blue flagger in the pink mobile. I don't know who it is. I think that would be, I don't think it's Geitzman at this stage. He's just got out of the way finally to let these boys go racing, but it's hurt Benny, because at the last 2 laps, he's been right there with 12 seconds left in this race. Alex McEwen is only about 6-7 seconds up the road, so this is going to be the final lap of the race, and it's all up to Benny Hines. Can he take Falzon? He's only got a couple of corners to go here, Christopher.
Yeah, he does, and I just think the way that Falzon's been defending here, he's got this, he's got it covered so far. Alex McEwen rounding the final turn now. He's about to cross the line, so we'll give him some love and come back to this one. But Alex McEwen crosses the line for the win in race 1, but now it's still cracking on here as they make a little drag race to the line. It's Falzon and Hines. Falzon just takes the jockeys in front of Hines by 0.03 of a second. Fantastic racing from those two boys. That's how you go racing. Sarge Illich, the Baconator, crossing the line in 4th position as well. Tommy Corks, his ever consistent self in the top 5. Scotty Garrick down there in 6th position. getting done eventually by Illich and Cork. So something going awry there. Nick Mole up there in 7th position. Great result from him. And look at this bloke, Lee James, after getting collected by his boss in turn 1. He's, or turn 2, should I say, he's made his way up to 8th position for his best result of the season. So congratulations to LeBron. That's a triple-double in my books. Fabian Fitness there in 9th position. We'll settle for that. He will start off the front row of the next race. Remo Grand starting on pole position for the next one. And Jimmy Park in 11th position. What a result from him. That's one of his best results there in Wednesday Cup as well, with Gray Ward just behind him. Hayden Wallace and Paul Buttigieg up to 14th position from starting at the back. Grader X as well. He was out a topsy-turvy start. So did Atkins. We're going to be hearing about that in the Discord chat, I'm sure, about the poor driving skills of all these guys out there. And I'll tell you what, we're going to go and give them an absolute serve in the voice chat as well in the break. So hopefully they all pull their heads in for the next one. Brendan Hack down there in 18th. He started well, but also got caught up in the rubbish. Brody Barber, so did Matt Munro. Keen Lawson as well. I think we saw him heading backwards at a rate of knots. Wyatt Salmon down there in 22nd. Simons, Geitzman, Fried, Priest, Sullivan round out your top 27. And that was a race of some description.
One to forget in the driving standards department there for sure. I don't know what's happened. We're round 4 of the season, halfway through, and that rubbish just gets put out live to the world, mind you. So you're all there. Yep. You're all having a good look. So we're going to hope for a race 2 that is a little bit better behaved as the boys exit the server, as you can see here. So, ladies and gentlemen, give us a couple of minutes, because race 2 is a reverse top 10 grid, and I'm telling you, that's going to be feisty. In the meantime, we'll be back here at Sensational TV for race 2 in just a hot second.
Banging on the door, we'll answer and say, "Shut the fuck up!" Can't control me, I'm too alive. We're at the bottom of the barrel and the battle's almost done. Too controlling, built up inside. You can't stop us 'cause the battle's almost won. Our economies and political systems are unconsciously predicated on the belief that nature will continue to be a benign and regular provider of the conditions we need to thrive. Regular seasons, dependable fresh water, endless fish, pollinators, minerals, soil. It's now apparent that the Holocene has ended, and our stable, reliable planet no longer exists. The impacts of this destabilization will profoundly impact every country on Earth. When you think of it, there is perhaps no more unsettling thought. The only conditions modern humans have ever known are changing and changing fast. You are all in position to make more of the news than most. If ever we need a strong signal,
right, we're back on track, ladies and gents. The boys have been sufficiently roasted in the voice chat. Zach O'Reilly had to get his dad voice on and tell them what's for. But hopefully we'll see some improvements there in the driving stakes. But it was fun to watch, I'm sure, for all those at home. But very frustrating if you're behind the wheel of one of these small Toyota cars. Remo Grand finds himself on pole position with the man next to him, Fabian Fitness, who will be looking for redemption after that last race. So if he can get the jump there, it'll be very tough, I think, for any of these guys to catch Fabian Fitness once he gets, if he gets out there in front. So keep an eye out on him. Lee James impressed me in the qualifying stakes and in race 1. So he's up there off the second row with Nick Mull beside him. Next to those guys, or behind them, should I say, is Scott Garrick. And 1998, Michael Jackson, Tommy Corks in a brand new shiny chrome vehicle there with Illich and Hines behind them. Falzon and McEwen start in the mid-pack. Good luck, boys, from there. Jimmy Park and Grey Ward start beside each other with Wallace and Buttigieg. Behind them is Greater X and Colton Atkins, who certainly got caught up in some of the rubbish down there. That's the broadcast car from Jamaica. Dion Clerk down here by himself in 18th position with Barber and Munro down in 20th. Oh, he's going to have his work cut out for him down there. Wyatt Salmon and Ezra and Keen Lawson, should I say. Wyatt Salmon and Ezra Simons and Geitzman down here in 24th with Josh Fried, Priest, Sullivan, Sam Dooley, and Scotty McEwen in the purple machine. Looks quite nice. Kai Upita down here in 31st. And poor old Shane, or Scott Holly, should I say.
Shane-o.
Yeah, not Shane. It's
the
Scott.
Carburetor, mate.
I know. Down here, just sucking in the air in one intake and a bit of fuel in the other in 27th position.
Look at that angry-looking front row there, ladies and gentlemen. Remo Grand, our podium sitter from race 3 last round. The lights are up, though, however. Fabian Fitness is going to be on the charge here. Who can get the launch? Christopher Munro. We're about to find out in a good 7 seconds' time.
Let's get your hats on and see if they can make improvements in the driving stakes. But we are now racing, and it is a very even start. But with the extra... Well, I think just the extra skill there in the car. Fabian Fitness has got the better of the jumps, but has pulled out of it there. That's a bit surprising. They could go 3 wide almost, but it's James up to 3rd position with Scott Garrick as well. And just watching the field come through, that is a much improved start, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you go racing. No tears, no upset, no spilt milk. Fabian Fitness leads, Remo Grand 2nd, and Scotty Garrick 3rd. Tommy Corks, and where did... James got. He's dropped down to 11th position, absolutely getting swamped here at the moment. And look at this mid-pack, absolute feisty business here. Matt Munro on the outside, Paul Buttigieg. Both of these guys are on the feistier end of the scale as well, so we see a little bit of contact there as well. Paul Buttigieg just sweeping across the nose, but no one turned around yet. That's what you want to see, and they all go single file, but Paul Buttigieg looking defensive. Matt Munro now looking for the up and under, maybe a little bit of a better exit, but it's going to be very tight once these two guys get into turn 1. Paul Buttigieg fainting to the left. Matt Munro sitting there right poised to be pit manoeuvred almost, just with that overlap. Big send in around the outside, gives him plenty of room. That's what you should do, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of room and gets that job done. But up the front, it is Tommy Corks on the back of Scott Garrick now for lap 2.
Yeah, looking very nicely indeed. That was a much better behaved lap 1, ladies and gentlemen, and lap 2, so to speak, so far. So these boys know how to go racing, and they can do better, and they're showing us how they do it at the moment. In fact, I think Lawson's love child there is falling down the list at a rate of knots. So is Upita too. So a bit of mid to rear end effery in the background there. It's not 8:30 yet. Can't say it, but nonetheless, Tommy Corks in the 1997 Michael Jackson car at the moment, looking very, very racy. He's got a couple of hot heads behind him, though, Falzon and McEwen, so he's got to be wary about that as they bump their way into turn 1. We go. It's a long, sweeping left-hander into a heavy right braking zone coming up now, and Scotty Garrick is on the arse end of Remo Ground at the moment. Then we've got Tommy Corks, Nick Mull, Ben Hines, who we're riding on board with here, Falzon and McEwen only about 3 or 4 tenths average behind these two. Sargillich is trying to get himself involved in that one too, and Braveheart in 10th place also. So very, very nice racing. A lot cleaner, a lot more supervised. and a lot better spectacle as we see them all streaming past here. Speaking of spectacles, that is a colourful looking grid. And back to the front here at Scotty Garrick's car. He is right on the back here of Remo Grant. Our podium position getter for race 3 in the final one last week at Willow Springs Raceway. This guy can defend. He can race. I'm telling you now. He's got the pace. Scotty Garrick's trying to get in the suck here down the front straightaway, though. You can see him even edging so closer here. Edging more than what he wants to at the moment. Nearly came to the vinegar stroke, did Scotty Garrick, but he's tried it now. He's going to pump his way up the inside. The last stroke has got the chockies, and there goes the juices flowing into the second position getter for Scotty Garrick. Remo's back to third now. He's got Corks, Mo Hines, Falzer, McEwen, Illich, and Wallace all forming up behind him there. Look at that coming through underneath the bridge.
Yeah, great stuff. This is what you want to see, ladies and gentlemen. It's a hard track to overtake at. That doesn't mean you have to force it. And that what that does mean is you do get these long trains of nose-to-tail racing where it's all about strategic positioning of your car. Speaking of which, Tommy Corks has just pulled himself alongside Remo Grant. Now they're going to go into the final turn. Tommy Corks has the advantage of the inside line, and it looks like Nick Mole is behind there trying to take advantage as well and gets that job done with no contact either. He's a great clean driver. I love the way Nick Mole goes about his business. You never see him tied up in any sort of rubbish. But Ben Hines as well getting involved. He's just got pushed out to the side of the track, but now has the overtake in mind. Falzon getting a little bit squirrely there. A little bit of contact. Maybe Wallace and McEwen's off. He's been, I don't know, I think he got touched with a little bit of a cross-up action there and just losing the rear end down there into turn 1. Oh, that's it's a disaster for McEwen, but he has got 11 minutes and 42 seconds to make up that gap. Sarge Illich finding himself off the track as well, just getting back on with Paul Buttigieg in front of him. And up in front, Fabian Fitness is running away with it. A 1.5 second advantage at the moment. Let's go and see this little battle here. Lucas Greatorex getting around Ezra Simons at the moment. Where's Simons? Here he is. Let's get on board with him. He's got Greatorex and Holly has made his way up to 14th position. Great start from him.
Bloody hell, he's come from dead set third last and he's in 14th already. The carburetor, he's got that Alf fuel in the tank at the moment, just jettisoning himself down the field. He's got the full rich mixture on and just ploughing his way through this field. Beautiful stuff here from Holly himself. Speaking of which, Grip.exe was not executable this time around here for Brendan Hacker. He is right at the back of the field in 20th place, but he's got a little bit of time to make up. He's got 10 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock to get himself up into behind Gray Ward, Wallace and McEwen there. But look at this little battle pack here. You can see Sarge Illich at the rear end of this one. He has got Atkins, Lee James is at the back of this one. Atkins in front of him. Sarge Illich also there with Buttigieg and Munro too. This is incredible stuff with Falzon there as well. This is a cork in the bottle situation here for Remo. Nick Mole and Benny Hines though, trading positions once again. You can see them going down the front straight away. They're on like Donkey Kong here at the moment, side by side into the fast sweeping left-handed turn 1. That was a great driving skills there moment there for Nick Mole. Benny's trying to everything he can. He's trying to trailer park girl himself around the outside and think about this move into the next turn, which is turn 3. But I'll tell you what, Nick Mole, he is really on the hammer here, but Benny's got the better launch. He's got the drive. He's got the inside line, and that is going to be P4 here for Benny Hines. Oh, geez, look out. Colton Atkins has come up miss there at the back, and he's got demoted, way down the grid. Unfortunately, even Paul Buttigieg's involved in that one too. Maybe some contact there we saw between those two. We missed it. But look at Munro now in Matthew. He's on this circuit. Christopher is beside me in the commentary box. He's cheering him on right now. He's giving the old gallop on the left-hand side of the seat at the moment, telling him to kick, son. Get it down the front straightaway, and he's got half a chance here because Grant has had an absolute mare of an exit onto the final turn, which has now given Matt Munro the double suck and the bump draft too. Oh my goodness gracious me, Matthew. That is ambitious stuff there, and I'm telling you, with that sort of behaviour, that has promoted Falzon right up behind Remo Grant. He's got off the circuit, and there he goes. Oh no, dead set disaster there for Remo. He's in 8th place. He's got a bit of a gap behind him though, however, so he'll be safe there in 8th. But look at this little battle too. There we got Illich involving himself in Ezra Simons. Then we got Greatorex. Then there's Jimmy Park off the circuit trying to redress circuit. And there was a car fully off into the bunda. That was upside down in the outfield there, flipping his way through. Don't know who that was. Back marker nonetheless. But look at Alex now He's just trying everything he possibly can to go from bloody 18th and get himself inside the top 10, and he can see it. There's 4 cars in front of him, and that's 9th place there for the carburettor. Look at that. Oh, no. That's Greater X, and that was Illich, and it was Greater X in 4th. No one. Simon Sue, Greater, and McEwen's got a full-on take slapper going on. I'm about to cough take over.
Oh, that's crazy. He's just been a punching bag there. I don't know who that was coming up behind him there in that red car. I think it was Jimmy Park. Guilty as charged, but wowee, 5 or 6 cars there just coming together. Absolute mad stuff there at the moment. It's hard to know where to look on this track at the moment. Let's join in with Hayden Wallace, because he's got Alex McEwen in front of him, and it's sort of holding stations here with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 car gaggle of angriness here in the mid-pack. Hayden Wallace at the back of it. You can see smoke coming out from the up the head there as well.
Oh, look at Jim
4 or 5
Park.
cars. There's Parky at the front of it, just doing his best to hold these guys at bay. We're going to do a
Get in
review
there,
here.
son.
There's Lee James behind. Colton Atkins getting involved. Alex McEwen, Greater X, Wallace, they're all there. I'll tell you what, Jimmy Park is not going to let any of these guys go easily. Lee James now are on board with LeBron. He's just trying to find a way through, but the elder statesman of the AK servers is keeping them all at bay and keeping them all honest here. Here goes Colton Atkins up the inside, having a dip there on LeBron and gets that job done. And McEwen's going to try and follow him through. A little bit of a dummy, a duck dive, dodge up into the inside, a little bit of contact on the outside, and there goes LeBron off into the bunda. He will lose 3 or 4 positions, and wowee, it's all kicking off down here. What a gaggle of cars.
Oh, geez, that was exciting stuff. Lee James, unfortunately, was too late on the brakes and was out wide trying to gather it up and then touched the outside of a car. Oh, no, there goes Atkins as well. He's off into the infield too, so he's going to lose all those places from this freight train behind us. Yeah. My goodness gracious me, it's all happening here at the SCG, that's for sure. It is full on here in Swedish land. Jimmy Parker's just defended Alex McEwen, but couldn't get the job done. He's not going to fight that one. Alex is going to skip off into the distance, but here comes Grey Ward. 2 of the elder statesmen having a good old tussle. Oh, Jimmy Park's been tank slapped out of the battle, and Grey Ward's as guilty as charged with that one. He's going to lose a place anyway to Greater X. Unfortunately, Jim Park's down in 20th now. Here comes the hacker. He has got the grip back on the executable side of the Windows operating system. Oh, no, there's Holly the carburettor. Unfortunately for him, he is facing sideways off the circuit. He goes, and he's going to gather himself up and get 19th place again. But geez Louise, in the bucket of peas situation, this man had the Alf fuel, and now he's been punted back to the 91 octane.
Yeah, poor bugger. He was doing well up there as well. Just started near the back and had found himself almost on the edge of the top 10 there as well, or possibly inside it. But as we've seen so far around this track, it's very hard to keep these cars under control, even under your own steam, let alone when there's 32 other bloody cars having a good old dip as well. Speaking of dipping, here goes Munro on Remo Grand, started on pole position for this race. He's dropped down to 7th. That's pretty good effort from him so far, just to hold on to that. And a fast finishing Munro. We've got 5 minutes 30 seconds to go. He'll be looking to get past him now to try and catch up to the Mole, Falzon, and the rest of the usual suspects up there at the front. But Remo doing a fantastic job keeping these speedy guys at bay, and did so for the first half of this race, and did it cleanly. So that's what you want out of a front marker. But here's a little change of positions here. Ezra Simons, the Baconator's around. I don't know if Simons had something to do with that, but maybe a little bit of a red-faced moment. But the Baconator is just waiting to get back out onto the circuit safely. And it's a good way to do so. But down here, look at this. Colton Atkins, Lawson, Upiter, and Salmon. Silly Salmon all having a little bit of a little 4-way battle here down at the back.
Yeah, definitely. They're having a good old tussle. I'll give you the hot tip. Look up the inside now. We go. That was Upiter up the inside there, I'm pretty sure, of Salmon, and he's got that job done there. So beautiful, aggressive move there. So Colton Atkins under pressure there from Lawson's love child behind him. Now Atkins has got a beautiful run here down the front straightaway. He's got Salmon done and dusted. Salmon's gone back too. Now Atkins is up there. He's going to try and send it down the inside here at turn 2. Geez, that was ambitious stuff. Lawson's looking at this and thinking, holy mackerel indeed. I am nearly in for a P20 or 19 here if these boys keep it up. And he's just going to sit back and watch the carnage maybe ensue in front of him. Look at Atkins just firing it down the inside. Speaking of looking, here's Alex McEwen injecting himself again inside the top 10. of this race. Simon's in front of him, making that car very wide. Grey Ward's having a good old look too there on the back of Greater X, and this is a four-way tussle. Alex McEwen full crossed up there on exit there behind Ezra Simons. Now it's a 3 or 4-way battle here at the moment. McEwen versus Simons. A Speed Nation car gets out of the way. Now it's battle on here. McEwen has still got 10th place. Ezra's in front of him now. Look at in front of you there. McEwen sending it down the inside. Can he get the job done? No. He pulls it up at the last moment. He was trying to go for a switchback there on Ezra Simons, but Simons got it pulled up just to the point of not. Skips out the other side of turn 2, and racing on we go again. Ezra, the biggest cork in the bottle situation here. Speaking of corks, it's looking very, very spicy there between Ezra and McEwen. Also at the front of the field, we've got to keep in mind Fabian Fitness is our leader, and Scotty Garrick with Tommy Corks are in third place as well.
Yeah, he's just getting a little bit hounded there. Tommy Corks, I'm talking about. Benny Hines, we're going to go on board here with Tom Corks looking out the back. He's got Ben Hines right there underneath the rear wing, and look at the run here that Hines has got out of the final turn. They're going to go up, no, this is the first turn, should I say. Now it's through the little roller coaster section. It's really hard to make an overtake stick around here. I think it's just within Benny's rights here just to stick as fat as possible. Stay close to that rear wing and just wait until you can find that exit and get all that happening. But look at this. It's all kicking off down here again. From Alex McEwen down, we've got Simons, Grey Ward, Greater X, Hack, and in the distance, in the red car, you can see the number 88 of Hayden Wallace lining up as well. But I think Grey Ward is the one under attack here at the moment. He's got Greater X and Brendan Hark right there, and nowhere to go easy. This is one of those tracks very hard to overtake, and these guys doing a much better job in this race than they did in the first race. But sometimes it just takes a little bit of a smack on the ass to pull their heads in.
Yeah, pull them in and tuck their balls between their legs and waddle off back to the grid, so to speak. And now they're behaving. Look at Falzon, though. He's really got a good view here of the Hines versus Cork battle. The Corks at the moment is really that cork in the bottle. Benny Hines is trying to get the old screw into it and try to deploy the old cork and start drinking that tasty sweetie P3 on the final podium placing at the moment. But can he get the job done? It's looking a little bit there, but I'll tell you what, Corks has got angry. He is back down to 1982 Michael Jackson now. He has switched liveries, so that black car there is looking a bit worse for wear. There's cracks everywhere, more cracks than a nudist beats out of Bondi. I'll give you the hot tip. You can see that windscreen there, absolutely shattered. All 4 windscreens, in fact, and the moonroof, absolutely dead set, sent to the high heavens. That'll be for a windscreen replacement. O'Brien will be involved in that. Oh, no, there goes Scotty McEwen off on the infield. So he's out of the way just at the point of not. Garrick is surviving here for P2. Corks is also trying to fight off that P3 battle and trying to keep his eye on P2. Double vision needed here for Tommy Corks.
Yeah, he's got one eye in front, one eye behind, and I'll tell you what, it'd be hard to know which one to invest more time in because he's under big attack here from Ben Hines. They're going to go side by side, a little bit of contact, but that's fine. It's play on here. Corks on the inside now, but fat sending there from Ben Hines all the way around the outside. He's going to try and make it 2 turns in a row, sweeps in from the outside line, and it will get a pretty good exit as well, so that's a great overtake. It's been a long time coming. He set that up. He's playing chess out there while the rest of these blokes are playing checkers, and he makes his way up for another podium finish. Tell you what, a little bit of ballast, but it's not hurting his chances. It's not hurting his pace. It's certainly not hurting his racecraft in any way, and it's certainly not hurting his results.
No, definitely not. And speaking of results, it is 12 seconds, 11:10 to go in this one. So Fabian Fitness, 2.5 seconds now in front of Scotty Garrick. This is the final lap of the race. So I'm telling you right now, Benny has got one opportunity to get himself up behind Scotty Garrick there and make it another drag finish to the end, as we saw in race 1 as well, between Ben Hines as well. It's good stuff here. Scotty's just trying to defend and break mid-corner, trying to break check him, trying to defend here. Benny's going for that switchback move, but it's going to be a Fabian Fitness victory here tonight. He has got the Gold Fern out, ready to go, takes that P1. Second blood for him tonight, and it is Scotty Garrick in second over Benny Hines in third. Not too far behind was Corks and Falls on that top 5 there, or 3 or 4 was absolutely ridiculous there. But this man is your winner for race 2. A much cleaner, much more professional-looking event, and that is where the cream rises to the crop, and that is Fabian Fitness's P1.
Yeah, led from the get-go. A little bit of competition from Remo off the start, but once he did get into clear air, it was never looking unlikely for the man to run away and take the W here in race 2. Scott Garrick up there with the P2, and Benny Hines again on the third step of the podium, pulling in a big load of points. They're going to have their work cut out for them now in a reverse 15 top race here coming in in race 3, should I say. So he's going to be starting down there in 15th. And who gets on pole position? It's Dion Clerk. So keep an eye out for him. He's also one of those customers that doesn't mind a little bit of clear air when he gets it in front of him. So he might be a little dark horse to take out race 3.
Yeah, it could be. We've got Dion Clerk and Wallace next to each other with Hack and Greater X. So your row 1 and 2, very, very feisty. Indeed, and you got Grey Ward, Edge of Simons off the 3rd, McEwen, Grand off the 4th, Munro, Mole 5th, and then your 6th and 7th rows are occupied by Falzon, Corks, Hines, and then Scotty Garrick off the final one of that one with the Fabian Fitness right next to him for 15th, as Munro said. Some smoke signals and some donuts going on here for everyone. Don't know what Jim Park's celebrating about, but he's doing some donuts at the moment. And in the infield here, everyone's having a good old tussle, seeing what they can do, getting themselves revved up because they're going to need that slip angle there. They're going to know how to drift these cars. It's the only way around this circuit to be quick, finding that slip angle. So race 3 is imminent, and it's going to be here in a couple of moments, ladies and gentlemen. You know what to do. Make yourselves a last final beverage. Get yourselves that final Tim Tam out of the cupboard, and then sit yourself down in that very, very lazy boy couch that you have got and settle in. Because race 3, top 15 reverse grid, 17 minutes. Just coming around the corner.
Another drink, old mate still here in the corner. Doggy's got up, where's your newest supporters? The can't stop drinking, ignorance is bliss. I'm the liquor king and there is nothing you can do. Here comes a lady with my water. You already know I'm straight up ignored her. So I can't see my face in the mirror when I'm making a blind. But that's okay when I'm not sober. And I just can't help right the way when I can't see my face in the mirror when I'm drunk and I'm high. But that's okay when I'm hungover. That's when I deal with that. Fuck yeah!
We're back. Viewers, give us a like and subscribe on the channel. I'll tell you what, if you're tuning in for the first time, make sure you do so. We're trying to get to 10 million subs by the end of next week, so all your hard work is much appreciated. Thank you very much. Aussie XP Gaming in the chat says he's all registered and ready for next week's race. Can't wait to get amongst this. It looks so good. You're fucking right, it does. It is a fantastic event. Wednesday Cup, it's gone from strength to strength to now being one of the most populated midweek events in all of sim racing. Forget your PSGLs, forget your whatever other things are going on. It's all about the Assetto Corsa. It's a 10-year-old game, and look at the traction here. It's the best place to be on a Wednesday night, Zach O'Reilly.
Yeah, it definitely is, Christopher Munro. And I'll tell you what, colourful-looking grid and a colourful-looking start position there. We're missing one man off the front row there, still yet to inject himself into the season. And there he is, Mr. William Wallace Braveheart gets in at the last moment. Perfectly, beautifully formed vehicles there, all Toyota SFRs on the grid. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a very, very big race here. 17 minutes, reverse top 15 grid. As you can see, we've got Dion Clerk off the front row there. And then you got William Wallace right next to him with Grip.exe in third and Greater X in fourth place right behind them. So they're going to be fighting off all the Leviathans coming through of the Wednesday Cup in terms of Garrick, Fitness, Hines, Corks, Falzon, Munro, McEwen, Simons, Grand, Mull, Wardy. Jeez Louise, that's a full-on grid to get through, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they've certainly got their work cut out in the middle here because we've said it before as well. All these guys have got pace as well. It's not like you're up against a bunch of bloody moving chicanes. If you're anywhere near the mid-pack, it's like they're all separated by hundredths of a second. The gaps are not that great indeed. So all very much on the same playing level, should I say. It's just who has the better of the starts, really, to get down there into turn one. And we're about to find out now who can get the better start out of Clerk and Wallace. It is go, go, go now in the race 3 of the night. We're going to try and follow him down with the race cam here. And it looks like Dion Clerk just has the advantage, very close with Wallace. Wallace goes off the circuit. We're going to get to the real track cameras here because there goes Dion Clerk up into the lead, sweeps around the outside of Wallace. And here's Hack just on the inside there, looking very strong indeed, very close to the back of Wallace there as he sweeps across into second position. Here's Ezra Simons chimed into third and fourth with Alex McEwen, who's made up a number of positions. That looks like Munro just going across country route there, getting back onto the circuit, but there is just cars going mental and gets turned around as well because of it. You got to keep it on the track, ladies and gentlemen. You got a better chance when you're on the black stuff. Don't you worry about that. But up near the front, it's all kicking off here. Alex McEwen right up the back of Ezra Simons after lap 1.
Yeah, looking very, very racy too. So he's gone from 8th into 5th. So 3 positions done already for Alex McEwen. Really, really racy. Only average of 3.5 tenths between the top 7 here at the moment. That is incredible stuff to see. And you can see Alex McEwen just eyeing off his next bit of prey. Can he get that job done? Look at Hack down the inside. Bit of bumping and door rubbing there too between himself and Wallace. And injects himself into that one. Where's Ezra Simons? Full ambitious style there. Ezra too hard onto that basket, and you've turned around Wallace. He is dead set going to be spewing. Corks has already gone back to 1982. He is that angry, in fact, already, and he's losing places by the moment at this point. But look at Hart there, just sitting there. I think there's a bit of redressing going on, a bit of confusion with all of these guys, so they've got to settle themselves down. Oh, no, don't turn him around. Oh, that was poor Colton Atkins. That was full court in 2K, mate. That was a punterino and a half, dead set piss poor, but look at the battle behind these guys going on. You got Garrick, you got James, you got Upiter, all involved in this 3 or 4-way tussle here on board with Lee James. He's gone off the circuit. Into the final turn we go. He's only lost 1 place there. Upiter's got up the inside. The half planet's got the job done, and now he's going to be on all pressure. No way, Josh Fried. Holy mackerel indeed. Talk about chicken nuggets in the deep fryer. This man has copped it all night.
Yeah, he just lost it on his own accord there. A little bit too overzealous on the right-hand pedal. Just a little bit smoother there, and he would have had a great run down the back straight. But look at this, a little 5-car battle. Who's at the back of this? It's Sarge Illich. Let's ride on board with him because he's got a great view of all this happening. Hines in front of him, Falzon right up the back of Fitness. These two guys, they like each other off circuit, but once the green light goes, I'm pretty sure they absolutely hate each other's guts, and they're going to be fighting for the prize here in this race. So don't look anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Ezra Simons has found himself up in 5th position somehow after that little kerfuffle there in the early stanza of this race. Fabian Fitness giving him a little bit of a hurry up. Alex McEwen posting the fastest lap of the race with a 53.3. That is fast. That's almost qualifying pace there. I think they were only in the 53.1s for pole position earlier on tonight. So turning the screws early. Here goes Falzon looking up the inside. Hits the outside, hits the inside door there of Fabian Fitness, but Fitness manages to gather it up. Falzon loses a position to Ben Hines, who is just in the perfect opportunity, perfect spot at the perfect time to take that off him and says, thank you very much.
Yeah, easily there from him. That was the easiest overtake of the night there from Benny Hines. So he's happy as Larry at the moment. He's happy as a dog with a tin dick, I would say, just managing him to make his way through this field. At this stage with all the carnage ensuing. But nonetheless, Fabian now is on the back end of Ezra Simons. The two Kiwis going at each other hard. It is Speed Nation versus Plus Fitness. And who's going to come out on top in the sim racing department? You'd hope it'd be Speed Nation there. Ezra, pressure is on me, old son. But he's got a very, very nice looking race car. Speaking of pressure, Colton Atkins, the Puntosaurus from the last lap, is under all sorts. Look at that.
Wild.
Send her around the outside from Scotty Garrick. Take no prisoners, take no shit, Garrick style. And I'm telling you, Upert at the half plane, it's also getting involved too. Atkins has just had to be the submissive one in that one, the cuck, in fact, in the chair. And he's definitely getting in there because he is looking and watching at all the action happen in front of him. Even Colton, Lee James as well is having a good crack here at Colton too. So could be another tap on the shoulder there and just saying, mate, I'm next.
Yeah, absolutely. You've had enough watching, mate. You're either getting involved or you're getting turfed out the back door. But he is really just sort of holding on here at the moment. Lee James looking for a way through, but he's just out of touch there at the moment. Fabian Fitness, however, side by side with Ezra Simons now. Simons just getting the better of it, and Ben Hines chiming in from behind. Let's have a look at him, because there's just a small bit of an overlap here as they go through that bumpy section. I think that's caught out a lot of drivers through there tonight. As you take that racing line, there's a massive big pothole out there, and it gets the right-hand side suspension fully extended and bouncing down that straight. But look at Fitness right on the back. Simons doing his best job to make that Toyota as wide as a bloody London bus at the moment, and doing a great job in doing so. But holding up these two guys, Falzon and Illich now, it looks like Falzon's come off the road. Illich has as well. Falzon is going slowly, maybe trying to redress. I don't know what's going on here, but both those guys losing out a bunch of positions. Atkins going around the outside, getting that position done.
Dead set in the fair dinkum department. They're all starting to lose their heads. It's race 3 again, and you can see it just brewing here. Falzon trying every single possible way he can get up the inside, but Sarge is now having a look. He's trying to hand out defect stickers tonight. He's copped a couple and then dished them out as well. So he's been on both ends of the law tonight, has the Baconator. But at the moment, into that turn 1 chicane we go, realistically. Heavy braking zone coming up now. He's just lost a little bit of position there. Oh, no, look at Fabian. He's off the circuit. He won't be happy about that. However that happened, it looks like Simons and him have got together. The old pot has overboiled, and the deep fat fried oil has just lit up in flames and said, nope, that's it. That's it. Done. See you later, Kiwis. Go back to the drawing board. Tussle it out in the post-race drama session. But look at Upert now. He's got a beautiful run on the back end of Fitness. Fitness has been the biggest winner out of that one. Unfortunately for Simons, not so much. But he's still inside the top 10. Is Fabian in 8th. Upert is trying to get that job done. Now look behind. You can see Atkins and Falzon having a good old tussle there too. Falzon just showing the nose. Can't get the job done. Thinking twice about that one. Now he's got Sargilic right behind him. He's got a beautiful run out of the final turn onto the front straight away we go. And we can see him now already. Sargilic is side by side with Falzon. Nose overlaps, cutting off style there. Just cut the tip off his cock there, did Falzon on Sargilic, and said, no more for you, son. I'm going and taking away off in to the distance. Sargilic and Fabian Fitness now on the prowl with Upert and him getting a good old tussle. Garrick's in front.
Yeah, it looks like Upert just getting the job done there on Fabian up the inside. But here's one for all the drivers tuning in for this one after the race. What I've noticed so far is so many drivers turning across the nose when there's a car next to them. All you got to do is look on your radar, folks, and if there's a car there, do not turn into the apex. Pretend like that apex is about 2 car widths out and aim for that instead. I've seen so many fucking incidents tonight where that could have easily been avoided by guys just turning in to the apex when there's another friggin' car there, mate. Turn it up. You guys are better than this. This is the Wednesday Cup. You guys are some of the best drivers here in the country. But I tell you what, you're not looking like it tonight.
No, definitely not. A good old spray there from the man, the myth, the legend, and the mumbling Munro legend himself. I was supposed to say marveling, but I said mumbling, sorry.
I am
marveling Munro himself. He's full on into it. And I don't blame him, because Greater X at the moment is in P2. And I'll tell you what, Dion Clerk at the moment is really, really driving well. He's just right there in front of him, holding up Greater X, and the guys behind him, because they're all tussling over absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things, are not catching up. Remo Grant is in 4th place. He's holding up Benny Hines. Then behind him is a full freight train of cars left, right and centre. But however, it's on here now. Greater X has got a beautiful run here. Alex McEwen, has got a beautiful run on Greater X. Now, it's all monkey see, monkey do. Who's going to be the bravest into turn 2? We go after the turn 1 underneath there. Alex is going to send it from a mile away. Easy, no. He shows the nose, sticks at big corner. Greater X is on the slide. So is Alex McEwen, however. So Greater X is going to gather it back up and say, yep, that's it. I'm going to power out of this one. But here comes Alex McEwen. He's looking again. He's showing the nose. The racecraft is coming alive here, ladies and gentlemen. How do you do it cleanly? You just cannot possibly make one mistake at this ring, because at the stage of this race, with 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go, you need to be full-on race mode at the moment with Alex McEwen right behind you. It is pressure point stuff here, and it's 3/10 average between the top 3.
Yeah, this is great stuff. A nice little three-way battle for the lead. Now, what more could you ask for here on a Wednesday night to close out festivities here in the Wednesday Cup Round 4? But look at this great exit there from Alex McEwen. He's going to go on the right-hand side this time of Lucas Greater X. So this will compromise Greater X through this little bit of a kink, and Alex just gets out of it, gives him a little bit of a bump draft. It manages to hit him square on, so no tears, no milk spilt yet, but Greater X just holding it together here, and it just goes to show where you can just place your car in the correct position, can hold a guy like Alex McEwen at bay for a number of laps, and that's, I think, is another symptom of these crashes that we've seen tonight. So many guys just do not have the patience to sit behind a car that's slower than them for any more than 2 or 3 corners before they absolutely fully send it and end up binning everyone. So it's a classic lesson in how to race. If you want to know how to do it, ladies and gentlemen, go and watch this guy and all of his replays. Alex McEwen, he's patient, and watch where he finishes in this race, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, he's been stuck behind Lucas Greater X, and he's done that all because Greater X is doing a fantastic job in defence, but has not lost his cool as Alex McEwen. He's going to sit there and bide his time, wait for the mistake, and pounce when he sees fit. Here it comes. He little send up the inside, just pokes his nose up, lets him know he's there, and he's right there, side by side, up the inside. There's a car travelling slowly. I think that's Sam Dooley or Holly off the track there in the blue car, and Alex moves up to P2.
Yeah, there you go. That was how you do it cleanly. You controlled, manoeuvred, and absolutely skillful in those braking manoeuvres. Only know where your talent's going to end you, ladies and gentlemen. If you try to be over-ambitious, never try that brake manoeuvre before, or being dark horse underneath brakes, it's just going to end in tears, and Alex McEwen shows us how that's done. Speaking of which, we need to see how these boys can go racing. Can they also show us track etiquette, because Matt Munro is a feisty customer, and look at that. That was nearly contact between the carburetor and Wallace again, coming through the sweeping right hand, and now into the left-hand kink we go. This is the third last corner on the circuit. Matt Munro's trying to get the inside overlap. Can't get it done onto the bunda there himself. Now we can see in front. We've got Lee James there holding up this battle pack here, and Matt Munro's got a beautiful run there right on the arse end now of Wallace. He's got the outside line. Can he do it, Alex McEwen, and just bide his time, wait for it to happen, and then pounce? He won't be buggered about that, though. He's going to send it full in, and then too far there, Matt Munro. That's it. All over, dead set in the fair dinkum of the department. His brother here has absolutely thrown the hat on the ground and said, oh, geez, that is piss poor. And now he's going off-roading. Scotty Garrick, however, versus Fabian Fitness. This battle has been brewing for a little bit here, and it's Garrick in front. He's holding up Fitness. Now we've got Upiter involved in this one too. So three-way tussle here over P9, 8 and 7. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, this is great racing. Look at this. And a nice little angle there, which I didn't know I had until I hit F1 too many times. So a perfect little spot and viewing platform as Fitness just throws it up the inside there of Garrick. Garrick getting the second hand of it, but I think Fitness just maybe getting out of the throttle there to give that advantage back to Scott Garrick. Beautiful, gentlemanly like behaviour there. And Kai Upiter says, well, I'll take advantage of that, as Garrick goes a little bit too wide there, and he's absolutely lost it now onto the grass. Somehow gathers it up, gets it back on the circuit, but loses a spot to Nick Knoll, loses a spot to Sarge Illich as well, gives him a ticket out the window and the middle finger as he goes past and says, thank you very much, mate. I'll take 10th position off you.
Yeah, definitely handing out the defect stickers again is Sarge tonight. The old Baconator is on the charge here. He's looking a little bit raw at the moment, but in P10 he'll be fine. Look at this battle for the lead, though. Alex has caught up to Dion Clerk. 4 minutes and 20 seconds. If you're a Hong Kong specialist out there, this is now the time to start blowing smoke, because McEwen versus Dion Clerk again. Into turn 1 we go. Look at Dion just slapping it around up the inside, just thinking, no, I'll stick it there. McEwen, you're going to have to go for it again. Now Alex is trying to go the switchback move. Turn 2 we go. Now we're on the exit of this one. Look at the wideness there from Dion Clerk. Alex McEwen McEwen's got half a run, but Dion's just slapped it out the other side. Into the left-hand kink we go. Under the bridge we go. Red Hot Chili Peppers style tonight. And I'm telling you, these boys now are looking at the top of the ARIA charts, just like Red Hot Chili Peppers were with that song. In fact, Alex McEwen, right on the back of Dion Clerk, left and right, upside down he goes. He's just going to bide his time here and try to make the cleanest move of the night. Wait from Dion Clerk, who is full under pressure here at the moment. This is the final turn of the corner. Can Alex get a beautiful run out of this one? Can Dion overcook it on the exit? I think he has here, because Alex is looking very, very close indeed here, Christopher. Now this is suck range for you for the Swedish girls of the night.
Yeah, they are. They cost a little bit more too than where we were last week, and it's probably worth it too. The old around the outside. Here he goes. He looks for it, but Dion Clerk just holding fat there in the middle, just blocking any chance that that poor old Alex had of making that move stick. But as we've seen, 3 minutes to go in this race. That is plenty of time around this circuit. That's another 3 laps, maybe 4. And Dion Clerk, but has done a fantastic job of keeping all these guys behind him. I feel like if he does get pipped on the line, he's been hard done by. So let's get behind him here today. Dion Clerk deserves the win as much as anyone, but he's going to have his hands full keeping this guy behind him here at the moment. Alex McEwen, a speedy customer indeed, and very calculated. There's a big mistake there from Dion. He's going to be certainly vulnerable now down the main straight. We're going to ride on the drone cam to see just if there's any sort of suckage. There is. Look at the suckage down the main straight here. Alex McEwen dips it wide, looks for the inside line. He's going to have the momentum. Dion goes defensive on the inside there. You can't really send it around the outside at this turn. He has to go wide and then dip back in for a late apex. But then there's nowhere to go for the rest of the circuit, so he's just going to have to sit tight under the rear wing and wait for the final turn and have another dip into turn 1 for the next lap.
Oh, yeah, it's incredible stuff. You can see the psychology there of Dion Clerk looking very, very defensive indeed, but keeping it clean and fast. So he's very, very nicely racing race etiquette at the moment for these two boys. Alex will take his time and he will bite it, but he'll wait till the final moment until there is some car behind him, which it looks like Greater X is catching up to these boys. It's now under a second for Greater X between Alex McEwen and Dion Clerk battle. So we have approximately got 2 and a bit laps left in this one. 50 plus 50 is 100, and there is 140 seconds left to go in this one. So we've got 3 to go here, ladies and gentlemen, as the leaders cross the start finish line. Into turn 2 they go. Now Alex is plying the blowtorch, just thinking, how can I get this one done? But Dion knows that cello line does work for him, and he's powered it out there. He's done that 2 laps in a row. Now Alex has got no chance to go behind him or up the inside of him. Dion's just going to send it and flat throttle it through here. No chance at this point in time of the circuit here. One mistake from Dion is all that it will take here, ladies and gentlemen, for Alex McEwen to get that lead. But Greater X is now only 7/10 away. Yeah, this is exciting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Second last lap of the race here for round 4 in the Wednesday Cup. We go on to round 5 next week at Zolder, where the track is a lot more wide, where the overtaking is more available. But here it is. It seems to be only into turn 1 where you can make that move. And Dion's just got the 2 corners where he needs to have it sorted. One is the final turn, and the next one is this one. He takes that shallow line, just sort of fakes a little bit of a gap there and says, Alex, do you want to have a little dip? I'll have a look. But here he goes side by side now. Alex McEwen as close as he has been in the last 5 or 6 laps, but Dion knows where he is and gives him way too much room. I would have thought I'd be squeezing him up to the inside of the track there. Dion sweeps around the outside, and look who's joined the party. Lucas Greater X now. We're riding on board with him, and it's going to be a 3-way tussle for the final turn. Actually, this is the final lap of the race. Can Dion hold Alex McEwen out for the final turn here? I don't know if he can. I mean, I think he can. He's going to win this race. Come on, there we go, Dion. Can you get the gallop down the front straightaway? This is going to be a photo finish because it is only a couple of 100 metres away, but it is. Dion Clerk's going to take the win there over Alex McEwen. Beautiful stuff. Racing absolutely extraordinarily there to the Dion Clerk take a bow. Who held off one of the Clerk's customers in AK Racing, and Greater X2 involved himself into that final one. Only 0.6 of a second separated P1, 2, 3 there. Fan-bloody-tastic, and congratulations, Dion. You've done Speed Nation proud, you've done Rangi Art Racing proud, and you've done yourself proud tonight here to take the final blood of round 4 of Wednesday Cup here. Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Yeah, an absolute lesson in defensive driving there. That's something the younger drivers in the server can take note of as well. He didn't sacrifice his pace in any really part of the track there. It was only into turn 1 where he sort of found out that if he takes that shallow line, he can really maintain the pace and keep Alex McEwen at bay. And that was the only place where Alex was really going to make that move stick anyway. So it was a beautifully timed assault. But he had the answers all in the end and takes P1. Thank you very much, he says. Alex McEwen will settle for second. And I tell you what, that's big in the championship because, he takes the big send. Look how high he goes. Oh, wow, he's off out into the stratosphere there. Maybe not happy with his performance, but P2 is good enough for anyone usually. Greater X takes his maiden podium of the season as well. As well as Dion Clerk, so it's pretty good. This ballast idea is actually turning out for the best. Benny Hines as well, after getting 2 P3s in the first 2 races, settles for P4 as well, so certainly not hurting him, and he will probably still lead this championship come next week. Only 3 rounds to go, ladies and gentlemen, after this. It's going to be so tight in the championship.
Oh, definitely, and it's a credit to Benny for keeping it clean and keeping it consistent there. Remo Grant will be happy. He's got a 3rd in the 3rd race from last week, and now he's got a 5th in the 3rd race. So he's on average for 4th place in the 3rd. He is coming on strong late into the charge, and I'll tell you what, there is a couple of people who wish they would come on strong later on in both the racing and the bedroom department. I can give you the hot tip. But nonetheless, it is a cracking result there. Kai Upner in 6th place. Tommy Corks gets 7th. After fighting up there for the podium positions thereabouts. Fabian Fitness very, very angrily gets 8th place. I can hear him already in the chat. Sargilic in 9th place. Good place for him. And the Underground Mammal has burrowed his way into the top 10 for that one, as we see them all doing some donuts and just loving life out there at the moment. And why wouldn't you? Because that was one track to blow some steam off, and boy, oh boy, did they do that in the first race.
Yeah, it was always going to be one of the more difficult circuits getting around with 30-odd cars out on track and, 8 turns. Really only one overtaking zone to get it done. They've done fairly well, honestly. I think out of 10, I'll give them about a 1.5 in racecraft. Get absolutely stuffed. Matt Hagman put it perfectly up there in the chat earlier. He says Munro's had a gutful. He absolutely did. I had a bloody gutty of all this shit, I'll tell you what. But next week they will show us why they are the best drivers in the country. Don't let this. Don't judge them on this meeting alone. But it's been action packed nonetheless. But sometimes. It's a game of patience rather than a sprint to the line.
Well, as you say, it's a game of chess, not checkers. Mm-hmm. And that's what we saw there. But a massive, massive up 2-1. Ron Marshall with the super chat there of $10.
Yes.
Shit racing. Yep, couldn't agree more. But top commentary, I'll tell you what, that is 400% agreement there, Ronald. Yeah. So thank you for your contribution. Your donations are appreciated 100% for this one. But next week is Zolder. And boy, oh boy, is that a track to separate the men from the boys, or the air conditioners from the heaters. That is for sure. We're going to be excited for that one. But here tonight at the Kinnenulle ring from Sweden land, I reckon these boys were just a bit distracted from all the talent in the outfield watching them on, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And
that is why we got race 1 a little bit hairy and airy-fairy.
Yeah, I guess the way the sun glistens off the blonde hair might have just been a little bit of distracting down
blinding
there into turn 1. Sven, or I can't think of a Swedish woman's name, but look, there might be a couple of Sven fans out there in the top 32 tonight, and nothing against that, ladies and gentlemen. But I tell you what, they drove like a bit of that. But it's been a good night nonetheless. Thank you to all the subscribers that tuned in tonight. Thank you to all the new subscribers and commentators out there in the chat. We've got a few new ones there. Sova asks, is this AC? Yes, I said it sure is. It doesn't look like it either, ladies and gentlemen. For a 10-year-old game, it looks bloody great. Who else? We got Grey Ward in the chat saying that was pathetic. Yeah, it was. We got Matt Hagman, obviously Ron Marshall, Fabian Fitness doing a multitasking as well. chatting while he's driving. I don't know how he does that. Young Buttigieg as well, cheering on his old man. We've got V8 Super Geek as always saying this is mad. It was absolutely insane. I think you tuned in just at the right time because race 1 was even more so. Dean Hanley tuning in as well. Zach about to go pop. He did. We both did. Braden Moore chiming in. It's been a lot of fun here in the commentary box tonight with you, Zach O'Reilly. But it might be time to tune out.
Yeah, we're gonna gallop off into the sunset and take a couple of deep breaths because the red mist has descended in the commentary box at some moments tonight. But nonetheless, it's been a pleasure to have you all with us. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of it. Thank you for Fabian Fitness for the $3 super chat as well, mate. You're always a legend there. Also, Ron Marshall's beaten you tonight. Good racing in the end. First race was hectic, says Fabian. Yep, I couldn't agree more. But for us here at Sensational TV, it's another round of Wednesday Cup. It's round 4 done and dusted. Round 5 is coming up in the next week, so strap yourselves in for that. We will be back then at Sensational TV. But for now, Christopher Munro, the expert in audiophile expertise and the man with the beautiful voice himself is in the commentary box. I've been Zach O'Reilly as always, and guess what? You're not. But for now, here's Sensational TV. It's good afternoon, good evening, good night, and see you until next time.
And
keep it flat out.
Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.